So this is Friday, the 11th of November 2022, and this is part A of the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast only on the internet, not on satellite, not on terrestrial, not on cable platforms. This is the day that is witnessing the latest evidence, the latest evidence of cluelessness on the part of the so-called civilized world, developed world. So if we start looking at the United Kingdom, we find that the National Health Service is being discussed at absolutely endless length. And the only thing that they're saying is that this can't go on. Of course, it can't go on. And they're in denial about why the National Health Service is in crisis. They're in denial about why the nurses are going to opt or have opted for going on strike for the first time in more than 100 years. And there is absolutely nothing about climate change, really, except a bit of an interview aired on Sky News in a program News Hour fronted by one of the Sky News's most idiotic presenters, Mark Austin. Mark Austin appeared to be hectoring and pushing this interviewee, an activist for the climate change protests against oil, Indigo Rambello. And Indigo Rambello said in the footage that I saw that she and her colleagues don't know what else to do but to do the kind of climbing and things and trying to disrupt and doing disruptions to the transport system. Mark Austin didn't have any answer except to trying to push her into a corner, saying that what does it achieve? Attacking things that people love. That is a banal, idiotic question. What Mark Austin should have asked or should have addressed why the leaders of the countries in the world are really in denial about the future of the world. The world is going to collapse. So this is the Khoodeelaar television channel program broadcast on the internet under the banner of the Baby Angel Geronimo. Baby Angel Geronimo editions. Baby Angel Geronimo is the witness, the world's best, most authentic witness to the abuse of power, to the misuse of power, to the criminal abuse of power by the holders of positions in the government departments in the UK, for example, including DEFRA and including the person occupying the post of Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, at the time that this became a very, very controversial issue in terms of the DEFRA's depravity. Because a lot of the very timid lot of the very timid, opportunistic, careeristic individuals decided to rally around the campaigner and the human mum of baby angel Geronimo, Helen MacDonald. And for about 10 days or so, these individuals, or a number of individuals, appeared to come to her and baby angel Geronimo's house in South Gloucestershire. And they allowed hundreds of photographs to be taken of them as rallying with and behind Helen MacDonald and in support of baby angel Geronimo. Not more than 20 people at any one given time. That normally, as far as I can recall, I saw that there were people not numbering more than 20. We shall come back to this after doing a tour of the rest of this kind of event time frame, let's say, because the Sky News also has kind of discussed a direct interview given by the Albanian Prime Minister, and his emphasis being that Fluella Cruella Benjamin Fernandez was out of order to say that the Albanians were the worst offenders. Now, the Albanians were the worst offenders, illegal immigrants, criminals, etc., etc. And although I didn't say the whole interview, the comment made about the interview by others show that the Albanian Prime Minister has made his case clear with dignity and with respect and without swearing at Boris Johnson or the British counterpart. What's her name? There is this commentary by a woman called Salma Shah, who appeared along with Steve Richards in the so-called Sky News press preview of the papers of Friday, the preview taking place on Thursday evening. And Steve Richards said after Salma Shah had spoken, Salma Shah had talked about, was it adult or mature conversation about this? And Steve Richards imitated her and said that there should be adult conversation, etc., as he deferred to her. Now, Salma Shah is described as a former conservative advisor, which is accurate enough. But this time they didn't mention anything about her Pakistani father being a bus driver or something like that. Essentially, she was there as a diversity display, diversity exhibition. And she was given the So Steve Richards and Salma Shah, I mean, Steve Richards is described by Sky News in the caption, political commentator. And Salma Shah is described as a conservative ex-advisor and consultant as well. And between the two of them, between the three of them, Anna Botting, the Sky News presenter, they really had nothing. I mean, saying that there would be consultation or is going to be a consultation is taking place doesn't mean anything. And there is no overcrowding in the shop, say, or in the streets. So why are they talking about homelessness, overcrowding, etc., etc.? And there is, of course, the news that the food banks are oversubscribed and they can't cope with the demand that has been rising since 16th of September. I think, was it 16th? Probably September sometime, let's say, to be fair. September 2022 to now, October, the third month. And there is this tendency on the part of the so-called career politicians and career journalists to go around the circle dozens and dozens of times without admitting the truth that they are avoiding. The truth that they are avoiding by not compelling them So there is no clue as to what should happen about the migrant crisis. First of all, it is not a crisis that compares with the real crisis about cost of living, the NHS, and the absence of policing in this country. There is no policing in this country. But they're all in denial about this. So as one observer, writing in the 1960s, I think, about Pakistan at that time, reportedly observed, he said that when he was visiting East Pakistan in the 1960s, he found that the people in various posts, etc., were not delivering answers to his questions that actually showed that they were delivering or were capable of delivering the services that the people needed. And he said this was by far the most frequent experience he encountered among the overwhelming majority of the people in East Pakistan that he was saying. So what are these people brought onto these programs to comment about? What is the basis of their being given these platforms? What knowledge do they bring? What insights do they bring? And what courage do they bring to truthfully tell the truth, regardless of who they're telling the truth about? Unless these press preview guests actually we are allowed to tell the truth, they should not be called, and nor should the slot itself be allowed. It should not be allowed. It becomes a surrogate, subservient, secondary promoter of the line that is promoted by the so-called first class kind of rank, or first class ranked employees in the media. So anyone familiar with this campaign channel would know that although we do subscribe to this and the report in the Times on Thursday saying that British soldiers shot dead dozens of Afghan children. That is nearly telling the truth, but persistently failing to tell the truth. What they write in their papers or on their blogs is very much the same as the spew when they are given the platform as contenders and short. In the culture of the subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, that is the culture without any reference to the hostilities that prevail. They have been using a fuller name, but this time they are using shortened name to refer to this broadcaster, etc., etc. And the providers, StreamYard, I mean, they haven't got about 10% standard of service when they are approached for service. Standard meaning what actually appears to be ideal to the newspaper writers, newspaper reporters, and their counterparts in the kind of broadcast media, for example, the likes of Brett Rigby, who is the political editor post holder at Sky News. What do these people actually know? And if they know anything of substance, why are they refusing to tell the truth about what they know? And actually, the truth about the impact on planet Earth, that deteriorating, fast-rating deterioration of the catastrophe that is going to happen. Although they are saying that they're training animals like dogs. Various police stations are training police dogs to detect and do so many detective things, helping their humans. But they are in denial. They are in denial of here and now. Because Imran Khan was asked, or his side was asked during Thursday, that a reparation for the victims should be handed over very soon. So the Steve Richards and Salma Shah pair is repeated all over the other broadcast media. They've got pairs of reviewers who completely fail to review, really. So this is evidence of the deadlock and the lack of functional ability, the dysfunction on the parts of the people that are supposed to be carrying out, discharging the work involved in the repairing of a So if the newspapers are clueless and the newspaper reviewers are clueless, are the governments, are the post holders in the government at any given time not clueless? Are they clueless or not? We won't find out. Until in 7 years' time. Yeah. The government is as clueless as the papers, as is the court system. Look at the diagram, triangular diagram, let's say. The triangular. On the corner of the triangle first, L, and the second one is less way. The lack of decisiveness and honesty on the part of Rishi Sunak is typical. And if you extrapolate that and apply the lack of decisiveness and honesty and truthfulness to the behavior and the decisions or the decision-making conduct of the heads of governments across the globe, you would find that the same kind of pattern is happening. The only ones that are not in that laid back, confused state are the ones who are currently under threat of kind of being ditched and removed from office. The knowledge that they may be removed from office works wonders. They can't simply justify why they should not be in those posts. They have got a sense of entitlement that is unique entitlement, not just entitlement, but this is unique entitlement. So when you are back, if you confirm that you are back, we shall be continuing. This one is the one that we are ending at 0404 GMT on Friday, the 11th of November 2022. There are lots and lots of items to be updated on. But we shall do that in due course when we next broadcast.